Hello, and welcome back to the Manufacturing Culture Podcast, where we rev up the engines of innovation and creativity in the world of manufacturing. I'm your host, Jim Mayer, and today we're going to turbocharge your day with an extraordinary guest whose journey is nothing short of inspiring. But first, a quick reminder to all of our listeners, don't forget to check us out at manufacturingculturepodcast.com. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, even TikTok, and now even Threads, which I don't really get yet. But check it all out for more exciting content. This episode is powered by our sponsor, Spironi, the champion in manufacturing technology. Now, let's shift gears and introduce a young trailblazer who's driving change in the manufacturing industry, Nush Ahmed. Imagine growing up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, surrounded by academic giants of Harvard and MIT, where a traditional white-collar career seems almost predestined. Nush, though, has taken a route less traveled, steering away from the expected destination of a four-year college and instead accelerating full throttle into the world of automotive technology. Her story is a testament to following your passion, even when it means breaking traditions and defying expectations. Excelling in an automotive technology class and interning at the renowned Madhouse Motors in Boston, Nush discovered a world where hands-on skills and technical prowess lead to success. Ignoring the skepticism and choosing passion over convention, she journeyed 800 miles away to Mooresville, North Carolina, affectionately known as Race City, USA. After graduating from the NASCAR Technical Institute with Dean's Awards and high honors, Nush didn't just race to the finish line, she broke records. Starting green as a CNC operator at a massive gear manufacturing plant, she quickly learned the ropes, mastering everything from end mills to drills. Now, as a valve machinist running Swiss lathes and the only person in her shop with this unique experience, her journey is a testament to the power of determination and the excitement of the manufacturing world. So buckle up, listeners. Today, we're diving into Nushra Ahmed's story of courage, innovation, and the thrilling ride of breaking molds and machining dreams. Let's welcome Nush, a true inspiration and a rising star in the precision manufacturing industry. Nush, welcome to the Manufacturing Culture Podcast. I love your reaction through that. I had to not laugh as this was going on. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. My face hurts from smiling so much. I heard it again and it was exciting. I loved it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And for those of you who are listening and watching, Nush and I just got done for talking for like 25 minutes before we got on here. My cheeks hurt too. We laughed a lot before we started recording. This is going to be a lot of fun today. Nush, tell us the story of you. I can read your intro, I can read your bio, I can do all those things, but that does your story no good because you're going to tell it better than I can. So tell us your story.
So I guess we start about 20 years ago, almost 21. We'll be 21 March 6th, 2024. Just kidding. So it starts off in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is a little town right next to Boston. And my parents are immigrants from Bangladesh, which is a country next to India. Yeah. They came down here 24 years ago. And so I already knew that I wasn't going to do anything computer science or doctor or medical related, just because I already seen how my family members or my extended family members were stressed out in their school studies and all that. Okay. So in high school, I chose to do automotive because it was like the easiest thing to do. And it was the one that was available. And I did not want to do ceramics. No. Yeah. And I ended up really, really liking my automotive class. I really liked my teachers. They really believed in me. And in high school, my teachers didn't really believe in me very much. I butted heads with a lot of my teachers, specifically for some reason math teachers. I don't know why.
Really?
We just had beef. I don't know why. We just had beef. But these three automotive teachers believed in me and kind of inspired me to to pursue an automotive career, because in my sophomore year I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what
Yeah.
I wanted to do. I was taking weird classes, like from APUSH to random math classes to statistics classes. I didn't know where I was focusing, and they kind of helped narrow it down. Some other staff at the school didn't really like how when I was applying for colleges, I only picked vocational and tech schools. I did not
Interesting.
pick a single university, not a single college. For shits and giggles, I did apply to Harvard, but that's because it's like tradition. Because like
Did you get
literally
in?
can't. You're funny. If I got in, my parents would have been so happy. But um, so my high school was called Cambridge Ridge and Latin, and it's like a 5-minute walk from the Harvard campus.
Okay.
And if you wanted to go get lunch in Harvard Square, you could do that because the campus is right there.
Sure.
So everyone for shits and giggles always applies to Harvard. Well, I did too. That was the only serious school that I applied to. Everything else was community colleges and tech schools, and like you didn't really need to apply like that for those.
Right.
You were like a shoe in. And I remember seeing an advertisement for a school called NASCAR Tech, and I was like hooked because motorsports interested me. The name NASCAR, I automatically knew that having something like NASCAR in my resume was going to put me far above everyone else. And if I wanted to be an automotive technician, if my prospective employers saw that I had NASCAR Tech written in my resume, no matter what it could have been,
yeah,
that's NASCAR. I don't know what it is, but we pick her because NASCAR. Take a shot every time I say NASCAR.
Yep.
And so after graduating high school through COVID, I traveled 800 miles down to Mooresville, North Carolina, where instead of dorming like how most college students do, I actually lived with 3 girls in an apartment. And then I ended up moving out into my own apartment by myself. And then from there, I went and moved into a house and whatnot. But
yeah.
NTI kind of sets you up for the real world, I feel like, because they kind of have you have your own place and you have to pay rent. You have to fend for yourself. And I really liked that because that introduced me to manufacturing. I needed a job to sustain my spending habits, for one, my going out and eating habits, this habit. I have a lot of things that I like. So I literally went to Indeed and I was like, what's the highest paying job that I could get? And I have let's add that I have some sort of automotive background too. And a lot of the things that came up were machinists. And I was like, well, we have a machinist program at the school. So I know what that is, but I don't really know what that is.
Yeah.
Back at the bike shop I entered at, she had a mill. So I knew what that was. And I could put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't get 4. So I applied for this one job and they hired me because I kind of like bullshitted my way through the interview. I was like, yeah, I've used her mill before. I know how to use a bandsaw, which I do know how to use a bandsaw, but at the time, no, I didn't. I was like, I know how to use pliers and screwdrivers. I got this. I could push buttons all day. That's what I did. That's what I did for 3 months straight because I ended up quitting that job. But that's a story for later. For 3 months under their care, though, I was learning everything from coolant to chips. Like, I didn't know what a chip was. I didn't know I needed coolant to cut metal. I didn't even know that you could cut metal and make things like that.
Right.
And I feel like I kind of like walked into a very serious place because my old job was ISO certified. Everything was like a very clean area, no headphones, 5S, which I really liked, and that kind of ingrained into me some values that I brought to my current job, and
Sure.
it just became habit. And people that I talk to say that these are really good habits to have as a
Yeah.
machinist, and I I thank that company every day of my life, because although it was really hard with me being in school full time and working full time, it was a good learning curve for me. But
I love it.
then working full time and being in school full time really sucked.
Yeah.
So I ended up, after my school schedule changed, I ended up quitting my job. My school schedule got a little longer because I had from 3 hour classes to 6 hour classes.
Okay.
And that was for the NASCAR pit program. So I did like the whole, I changed tires and
Dang.
did fabrication. Yeah, it was, that's literally the only reason I went to the school. But it was really fun. 15 weeks made the
Yeah.
whole year and a half really worthwhile.
Sure.
And I learned a lot, like networked a lot, made a lot of connections, and I put a lot of things in my LinkedIn for sure. So
Awesome. I love
I
it.
always love to do that. I always love to have content.
Yeah.
So, um, and then after graduating from NTI, I got my job, where I work right now. And I talked to them earlier, and they said it was okay that I mention.
Awesome.
I currently work at Victory One Valves in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Technically, I work under Trend South, but they're in the same building.
Okay.
Trend is the half of the company that makes valve locks and adjuster screws. And then Victory, where I used to work,
Mm-hmm.
makes precision one-piece titanium valves for motorsport,
Dang.
engine builders, and like enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So if you want valves, we can make them for you. And they're one-piece forged valves. So like normally engine valves are, when they're forged, their head and their stem are forged separately, but ours we forge all together, so they're even stronger. And they're
Interesting.
really light.
That's my knowledge drop for the day. I had no idea that they were forged separately. So thank you,
Mhm.
Nush.
I think they are forged separately. Oh, we forge them in house too. That's really cool.
Oh, I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. So you're a screw machinist. You've been through the NASCAR program. You're from the academic center of the world, daughter of immigrants. That's a hell of a story, Nush.
It is. It
And
is.
your story's just getting started because it's your birthday, right? It's when this is released, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
So, Nush, before I ask you other questions about the industry and your experiences, where does your career go from here? That's to me, that's where do you want your career to go from here? I guess because you don't have a crystal ball, none of us do. But what's next for you, or where do you want to go?
Oh, this is a really good question, because I've been so excited about my future, because I'm learning so much. I'm learning about like big words like lean and sigma or Six Sigma or something like that, and I'm kind of like throwing them out there at work and like making them make sense,
Mm-hmm.
And people are looking at me like, "Oh, she kind of knows what she's talking about," and I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of do. I can move up from here. Really, I could." And um I really want to do more programming. I don't really
Okay.
know how to program, so learning how to program would be amazing.
Yeah.
Um, I always think the engineering and the application side of it is also really cool.
Okay.
Honestly, I just want to be front and center of it all. I want to be in there for everything. Like,
Yeah.
if I could have my foot in everything, I would, but I know I can't. And that's totally fine by me, because where I'm at right now, I feel like I'm making the most of an impact. I'm the one operating the machine. You can't
Yeah.
have parts if it's not for me. So for right
Absolutely.
now, I'm so grateful to like be in the position that I'm in right now.
Hey,
Like
that
I
gratitude goes
ooh,
a long way.
it has so far, and I'm so lucky that it has. Like, I feel like my hard work is paid off,
Yeah.
And it's
And
just getting
again,
started.
yeah, you've got so much ahead of you, right? You're literally over half my age. I just turned 45, so you are half my age. You can tell it's all
Happy
the
late
gray.
birthday.
Hey, thank you very much. So how have you navigated some of the challenges being in a world, especially NASCAR, automotive tech, now manufacturing, that is so predominantly male?
Like this. For those of you who are watching this, you can see what I just did, but I gave everyone a nice bird.
That was a
When
double
I
barrel bird,
a
by the
double
way.
bird,
For
yeah.
if you are only listening and you do not see what just happened, there was a double barrel bird coming from Nush right at the camera. I love it. All
Yo.
right, continue.
When I was in high school, or actually not even high school. When I was in middle school, I was really hot-headed whenever anyone would bring anything up about you're brown or you're a woman. It was straight like fire from me.
Yeah,
And it still kind of happens. I still kind of get like that, but I've learned to like calm it down. I only do that to family, because family shouldn't even be talking to me like that in the first place. But
absolutely.
anyways, um, in high school, we had a women's studies class, which was pretty cool, and it's a very Cambridge thing to have a women's studies class, but I really liked it because the amount of networking that I got to do was insane. And it taught me how to like not be too sensitive. When I was in the automotive class in high school, I was the only girl in that class, and a lot of my classmates were like, she don't know what she's talking about. A lot of my teachers would be like, how was it uh goofing off in auto, like as if I don't do anything in auto, because they thought I would use it as a skip period. Eventually they realized, oh, she actually cared about what she was doing because she's making a name for herself. Like I had an article published at the end of high school,
Oh, dang.
and then they were like, oh, she actually had a future in this. She wasn't just bullshitting.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, that's why I don't really like a lot of my high school teachers. A lot of them were like
Sure.
really mean, but that's okay because I had so many supportive high school teachers, so many supportive middle school teachers that still check on me now, and like
Really?
they still check on me, ask me how you doing, like
That's cool.
what's manufacturing like what parts are you making, all that kind of stuff. In At NTI, it was a lot better than high school because there was a lot more girls, but it was still like a 2 to 30 situation. So it'd be like 30 guys and 2 girls, and it was a lot worse in those cases though because a lot of those guys aren't taught proper respect.
Yeah.
Um and a lot of them, it's gonna sound really weird, but like they're nepo babies, or is that even how you say it? Nepo babies. Like,
Yeah.
they got everything handed to them, so they expect their people to get their people's attentions to be handed to them too. And it's like, I'm here to learn
Yeah.
and I'm here to make money because my mom and dad didn't pass down their house or business to me. I'm gonna give what I can to my parents.
Yeah.
So I focused all like I focused all my feminist energy into working. I kind of
Awesome.
just blocked out all the negativity, blocked out all the bullshit from all the guys, because the people around me who actually cared about what I was doing were going to support me no matter what I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to listen to the rude opinions of these guys around me.
I get it.
And then at work, everyone's so nice to me. Like no one's crossed me yet at work. I don't think so yet, but
Do you
yeah.
think that's because you've proven? I mean,
I think that's because they know I could take a joke.
Okay.
Because I mean, in this industry, you kind of have to be able to throw it back. Like if you make fun of me for being young, I'm gonna make fun of you for being old. And that's what I did with my trainer. He would be like, "Oh, you're so young," da 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 da, and I'd be like, "How's your back feel, old man?" It's like, and exactly. But he would laugh back, and
Yeah.
if at times I did get too harsh, he would let me know. But he never did because I would never push it to that point where it's like offensive. I always knew if he's gonna joke with me, I can joke back. don't be offensive. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone else is there. They know not to be offensive towards me, and
Yeah.
nothing will
Respect is
happen.
earned. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's transition a little bit to your parents, right? So you're the daughter of immigrants. How did they feel about you entering the automotive program in high school?
Well, they didn't really like it very much, but I kind of gave them an ultimatum. I was like, I failed intro to computer science. So I was like, do you want me to fail it again? Or do you want me to probably pass a class? Because
Yeah.
I would love to have an A in my report card. And so we did just that. And then in senior year, it was another ultimatum. This time it was about school, like colleges. So I was like, do you want me to fail 4 years of college, go into debt, probably drop out? Or do you
Hmm.
want me to go do this at NASCAR, make a name for myself, which would make a name for you,
Yeah.
and make hella money instead of being in debt?
Yeah.
Make money, make positive money, not negative money.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, shit, what else should we say? And they couldn't really say no because my older sister was already doing computer science. So like they
Okay.
already had one. You had one. Now it's my turn. I'm really grateful to my older sister, by the way, for being the brown sister, the brown older sister,
Yeah.
the
Got
head
it.
of the family.
What's her name?
Her name is Sabrina.
Hi, Sabrina. I hope you're
She she
listening.
turns she turns 23 in 9 days.
All right. Well, happy belated birthday by the time this comes out, Sabrina. Thanks for running a screen for your sister so she could get into manufacturing. Um, so, how do your parents feel now? Now that you've made your name, you've gone through NTI, sorry, not NIT, NTI, and you're making your name, and you're out there, you're doing these amazing things. How do they feel?
So they're still a little uneasy, but as most parents are, as all parents really should be. Um, the thing about brown parents though is that they really, 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 really like their kids to be home with them. They really want
Mm.
me to move with them. They currently live in Buffalo, New York, because they just
Oh,
moved.
burr.
It's like 9 degrees there right now. I was like, that's crazy. Not happening. Uh-uh.
That's a hard pass.
Uh-huh. But um my like those kinds of my family is very family oriented. Very family oriented. Whereas I am like 18 years wasn't enough for you guys? What? Like I got my fill, sir. Um but I've been doing my best explaining to them what exactly I do and like what good manufacturing is and how it's not something that is going to take me down a dead end. And my dad's been getting more comfortable and he's been understanding it a lot more.
Okay.
But at first he was just like, you're doing all this standing, like hard work, man labor. And I'm like, those are a lot of words. But dad, you also worked hard too.
Right.
And I threw it right back at him because for for nearly 25 years, that man took on every odd job, every single job he could. He was at work more than he was at home.
Yeah.
And I appreciate him every single day for that. But now it's my turn.
Yeah. I get it.
So,
I love it. All right, Nush. One of the things you and I talked about, laughed about before, is uh, you came out of nowhere, seemingly like a month, maybe 6 weeks ago on LinkedIn. It was something that all of a sudden I woke up and this person named Nush had shared one of my podcast episodes. I'm like, there's no way like that this had happened. Um, Nush, in that month or 6 weeks, however long it's been, your presence on LinkedIn has just exploded. You're everywhere that you need to be, but you're also saying things that are extremely powerful in an industry that's dominated by people who look like me, right? I applaud you. What's that kind of what's that experience been like? I mean, because I can't imagine it's been all just like smooth pavement and smooth sailing. Tell us about it.
Tell you about how like the posting and like the LinkedIn stuff
Yeah.
has been going.
Yeah.
Honestly, it has been kind of smooth. It's
Has
been
it
really
really?
fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think it's like the
cool.
Gen Z in me. I think it might be the Gen Z in me, how we're just like really on that with social media. I mean,
Yeah.
none of my other social medias do as good as my LinkedIn, so like I don't know why that is. I think I'm just more popular on LinkedIn, but that's fine. I feel like LinkedIn is more my net worth, because my network is my net worth, and my
Yeah.
network is all on LinkedIn. Those are
That's
where the
awesome.
important people are. And in the past 6 weeks or 2 months that I have been going everywhere on LinkedIn, it's been because of these amazing people that have guided me through the ins and outs of posting and presenting myself
Yeah.
and using hashtags and reposting people's posts and what is the word? Commenting my own ideas about their posts so that I interact with their stuff. A lot of people have been giving me advice on that sort of stuff, and I also I've been using LinkedIn as like a dumping ground. Sometimes like if I need advice on something, I'll make a
Yeah.
post, and I've been thinking about like reorganizing my LinkedIn to be like really cutesy, like to have a little Nush's advice column where I'm like where I
Do
have
it.
questions and then I ask for people's opinions and their advice. And then I have my resource of the day
Mm-hmm.
posts, and I'm thinking of making them look a little more structured and cutesy because everything should be cute. Then it catches my eye and I love it like that.
Sure.
And I have my nails done, so I'm starting a new series of posts soon. I mean, it'll probably be posted by the time we're talking about it, but it's going to be like machinist manicures or
Uh-uh.
manufacturing manicures, cuz I mean, my ears are gone, but this was a bunny, and the post that I have is me measuring my bunny, so
I
like
love it. Do it.
I'm excited for the like because I feel like seeing content like that is definitely going to get people's gears turning cuz they're going to be like, she has her nails on and she's running a machine. How is she doing
Mm-hmm.
that?
Right.
Wait a minute. That means I could do that. That means it's not something that's going to break my nails or hurt me. And
Yep.
then it opens up more conversation. I post the same things on my TikTok. I posted a video of me machining and pushing buttons with some like purple nails on. People are still liking that post and messaging me about it, and they're like, "You can do that with nails on? Like, how?" And then like
That's
from there
awesome.
we just have conversations. And LinkedIn is just so easy to use, I feel like. And I think it's just because I'm so good at like Instagram and TikTok, or I
Yeah.
was good at Instagram and TikTok, that I'm able to take over LinkedIn like that.
I love it. No, I love it. Again, you came out of nowhere, and I've had multiple conversations with other people, and we're so impressed with your poise, your messaging. You're a out of nowhere left field rock star in this industry, and I someday you're gonna be sitting hosting your own podcast, and you're going to if you do, interview me. That's all I can ask. Put me on your
Okay,
show when you have your own podcast. Fair enough.
say less. Yes. Thank you for the free ego boost, by the way. I said it in the intro, but I'm going to say it again. Ego boost. Thank you. I love it.
you,
Thank you.
hey, you're worth it. You're worth it. And the work that you're doing I saw something the other day. I think it was on Andrew Crow's post, maybe. And you said that something about this is what you want to do with young people as well. We need more Gen Z. I said it to you before. People don't want to hear, young people don't want to hear from a guy who looks like me about how great a career in manufacturing is. They want to hear from somebody young, somebody that talks their language, somebody that is more in touch with where the industry is. So you're the future of this. You're the future of these conversations. You're going to be the one filling the pipeline. So keep doing what you're doing. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the goal. I've been trying to get in touch with my high school, or not trying to get in touch with them, but like trying to get in touch with my counselor, my old counselor, and talk to her about manufacturing classes, not classes, but like just talks. Like maybe instead of telling all your students to go be nurses and psychologists, put a pause on that and maybe have them help us build our infrastructure.
Yeah.
Maybe tell them
Absolutely.
that there's a path that isn't school, isn't debt, and is straight to money.
Yeah.
Not that school is bad. My sister went to school. Like, I think it's amazing. I'm so proud of her for being the first gen college graduate in our family. But again, college is not always the answer, and it doesn't have to be. And that's what sucks about my town, is that I kind of feel like college has to be the answer for every single one of those students.
And from personal experience, it doesn't have to be at 18. You don't have to go through that traditional model, right? You can go back to school at any time. Nush, in 5 years, 10 years, you could say, okay, I've gotten so much skill now on the skilled trade side, the machinist side, the Swiss machine side, whatever you continue, wherever you grow programming, that you may say, okay, I want to go get an engineering degree now. And you go get that engineering degree, right?
Yeah, I actually really do want to. That is a plan of mine, actually.
So do it, right? You don't have to follow that traditional path. And starting when I was in high school, they started leading kids down this path of you have to go to university, you have to go to university, you have to go to university, even when it's not the best path for the student, either financially or skill wise, right? So I agree with you 100%. What are some misconceptions that you've encountered about women, brown, black, underserved communities working in manufacturing, and how do you address them?
So my favorite one is booth babes or booth Barbies. I
Boot babes,
don't
yeah.
know what booth babes. I don't know what the exact term is, but that's my favorite one because one time somebody did say, they were like, not to me, but they were like, look at this booth babe on Instagram, and I was like, that's not a booth babe, because I followed her and I knew that she actually ran her business, and I was like, honey, do you
Yeah.
even know what that word means? And then we divulged into that, but that is one of my favorite misconceptions, just because, okay, you called her pretty, that's cool, but you're not even going to go into her skill set. Like, you don't want to talk about that. She can make you so much money, but all you care about is what you see on the surface. Okay, next, because I don't even want to waste my time with you. Another misconception, let's think. Brown people in the industry, that there aren't any. People think that there aren't any. I literally looked up hashtag woman machinist on Instagram and on TikTok. 4 of them were black. And I was like,
Really?
you're going to tell me that there aren't people of color in our industry? Well, there aren't. I know that. But we're out there. You just have to look. And so I followed these women, and honestly, I went on a whole following spree and followed a bunch of people on TikTok, because I, like, as soon as I seen someone use the hashtag woman machinist, follow. I don't even care if that's the only single machining post you posted. I'm going to follow you, and then I'm going to DM you. And I think I got 2 of them to get on LinkedIn.
Nice.
Which, yeah, I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, see, look, we're networking. And speaking of LinkedIn, again, I ended up getting my friend from school, Lucy, on LinkedIn, and I'm helping her get more connections in the motorsport industry, because that's the industry she wants to be in. And
really? Okay, cool.
I'm so proud of her, by the way. Like, she's awesome. But
what side of motorsports? Like the racing?
She wants to do rally. She wants to, I think, rally and engineer. So yeah, and she's really smart. Like,
awesome.
You think my graduation thing was admirable? Hers is going to be amazing.
Okay.
Hers is impressive. That's the word. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic, but I'm just really proud of her.
Hey, I go Lucy. So we talked about what your future looks like, right? Earlier. I want to talk a little bit about what you feel the industry's future looks like, right? We've been facing this skills gap for as long as I can remember. And we've talked about it and we've talked about it and haven't done a whole lot of changing. We've talked and tried to get younger kids interested in in the manufacturing industry. We're at a point where we're still so many bodies short that uh, the industry is facing some interesting times ahead in the next 5 years because a lot of the young people aren't going to be ready for employment yet. So, what does the manufacturing industry look like to Nush in 5 to 10 years?
Hopefully it looks a lot more colorful than it is right now. Um Obviously it'd be more advanced, quicker. All this talk about AI and robots and automation. We love automation. We
Yeah.
don't hate it. I used to be very wary about AI and robots. I was very I questioned everything. Like,
Yeah.
why must I listen to this? But then I use AI every day. I use Siri. That's AI.
Exactly.
And although ChatGPT, I think it came out in 2022.
Yeah.
Although that blew up in 2022 and like people freaked out about that, how did you still not realize when you tell Siri to do something, that's AI right there.
Yep.
You're not afraid of Siri?
Right.
Um and I feel like we could get a lot more younger people in if we tell them like, hey, it's not just dirty shit. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
push a button. Even though that's the coolest shit you can do is push a button and watch the metal spin. Sorry, you're a loser. You don't want to do that? Okay, cool. We have robots you could work on, programs
Yep.
you could write.
Yep.
If you want to be a loser, yeah, you could go be a loser and do that shit. If you want to be a winner and machine and watch metal spin, you could do that shit too.
I love it.
And I don't know. I don't even know if it's really possible, but like if you could I have really vibrant dreams, and all my dreams somehow have to do with manufacturing. It's weird. I'm weird sometimes, but lately I've been having this recurring dream about taking a big semi truck with a bunch of machines to a bunch of high schools, and
Oh.
and that's the tour. And you plug it in to whatever three phase they have, and
Yep.
like let the kids pick a program and machine something for them, like a
I love it.
souvenir.
Yep.
And I don't know why I have these dreams. Like, it's just random. It's weird. I'll have a random dream about me owning a business the next day. I'm all over the place, but that truck dream is like something that I actually really want to make happen. Because I think
You'll make it
touring
happen.
like that would be so cool. Like,
You'll make it
and
happen.
what kid, I will make it happen, but what kid isn't going to be interested in that? If somebody visited my school when I was in middle school or even high school, with a truck full of machines like that, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Sign me up. I want to see what you're going to do with that.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I might be like, what the like obviously if I was introduced to it in middle school, I might not have been like I want to do that like readily, but if I got to see what exactly spun, what exactly happened and how the operator looked operating, then fuck yeah, I
Hmm.
would want to do it because it's really fucking cool.
It is.
And it sucks that I didn't learn about what it is until post high school,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That means I can just push it down the throats of my younger generation, which
There
is
you
what I'm going
go.
to do, which is what I've been doing. I've been like pushing manufacturing to my little cousins up and like, hey, you want to make your parents real mad? Do this instead. Don't go to college. Do this. You'll make them real mad. I mean,
I love it.
obviously I would mention how I am able to afford a house and two cars, all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the family that I do talk to, like my cousins and stuff, they either live at home, which is okay, or they live in
Hmm.
an apartment. or a dorm, which is okay. I'm not saying that it's not okay, but I'm saying that I have a lot more financial freedom because I chose to go down this route.
Yeah.
And that is what I tell a lot of my peers now. You too could have financial freedom. Shall you just dial 1-800-machinist? You know?
Oh, when
So,
you go on tour, please make that the phone number that people have to call to book you. 1
well,
800
what if somebody
Machinist.
already has that phone number taken
Buy it
though?
from them. Buy it from them.
Okay.
Please
Okay. I
do
really
it.
do want to go on tour. I want to travel so bad. I want to go to IMTS. I want to go to trade shows. That's my goal this year, trade shows.
Yeah.
And just meeting people, going to their shops, like meeting the people that I know on LinkedIn. I want to meet them so bad. Like, I want to meet Chris Lukey. I want to meet Drew Crow. Like, the people on the podcast that I listen to,
Yeah.
I want to meet them. I want to meet you in person.
We'll make it
And I
happen.
feel like, exactly, I feel like now I have the opportunity to, just because of the platform LinkedIn has given me.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking excited.
I
2024 is
got
going
to
to be unreal.
I got to meet Chris last year. We had a
Did you?
cheeseburger
Oh,
together.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was surreal because I've been following him forever, right? I met Megan Jimba last year for the first time at FabTech. When I reached out to her to ask her if she would be a guest on the show, I was like a fanboy. I couldn't speak for the first couple of minutes because she is just that figure, right? And so being able to now meet these people is awesome. And now I want to do it with all of my LinkedIn. I want to meet them. I want to see their shops. I want to do all those things. If you go to IMTS, let's make it happen because I'll be there.
Yes. Yes. If I go to IMTS, yes, 100%. I'm going to spend so much time talking to people. I have a whole, again, contingency plan. I already know. Inside joke. That's an inside joke with us now. But
It
I already
is.
have like a whole, like, I know I'm going to make business cards. Not
Okay.
business cards, but like LinkedIn business cards. Like, this
Yep.
is me. This is picture of me. This is what I do. This is who I am. I I'm making it an effort to stop at every single booth at IMTS. I don't give a shit. I'm
Yeah.
talking to everybody. I am shaking everybody's hand. I just want to have a conversation. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a long 20, 30, 40-minute one. I would just like to introduce myself, know who you are, know what you do so that I can know, like, okay, cool. I'm going to look you up because you're cool and you're in this industry and I want to know more what you do.
Yeah.
And I want them to maybe do the same if they see me. Be like, oh, it's a young
Absolutely.
girl. Let's see who she is.
I
So,
love it.
yes, if IMTS happens for me, 100%, yes.
All right. So let me know.
My heart rate, also, by the way, my heart rate is skyrocketing. I'm so excited. Like, again, 2024 has
It's
already
the
been,
year of the Nush.
yeah, it is the year of the Nush. Yes.
It's the
Yes, it
year of the
is.
Nush. I love it.
We are
All right.
taking over.
You are. All right, Nush. As we wrap up, I'd like to ask my guests, what didn't I ask you that you'd like to share with our listeners?
You didn't ask me what I drive.
Oh,
That
snap. I like it. What do you drive?
Okay. I have two vehicles. I have my pride and joy, my 2007 Mustang GT. GT, so it's a V8, guys. I
Yeah.
don't drive V6s. And before anybody mentions anything, yes, it's manual. Okay, both of my cars are manual. And
All
then my
right.
other car is a 1994 Toyota pickup. I thought it was a T100, but it's a pickup.
Okay.
But yeah, those are my two babies. I love
I
my
love
Mustang
it.
so much. Had her for
What color
almost
is the
4
Mustang?
years. It's black.
All right. Stacy Schroeder, if you're listening out there, connect with Nush. She apparently is another three pedal pony fan, the way you are. Stacy drives a yellow one, and her license plate says three pedal pony on it.
Hell
And
yeah.
it'd be a great person for you to connect with. So Stacy, meet Nush, Nush meet Stacy. Um, Nush, thank you so much for being on. This was as cool and as fun as I thought it was going to be, if not even a little bit more so, because you're the real deal. You're authentic. You're not trying to be somebody you're not, but you're super passionate about the industry and you're the future of the industry. So thank you very much for being on today.
Thank you so much for having me and complimenting me for free. I just want you to know as soon as I leave this, I'm gonna keel over and probably shriek because shit, I just got complimented for free for the past hour and a half. Like,
It's been a
fuck.
blast. It's been awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on.
You're very welcome. And folks, that's a wrap on today's high octane, get it, more gas, episode of the Manufacturing Culture Podcast. We have witnessed the remarkable journey of Nusrat Ahmed, a true trailblazer in the manufacturing industry. Her story of defying expectations and mastering the intricacies of all the machines she works on is an absolute testament to the spirit of innovation and determination. A huge thank you again to our sponsor, Spironi, for their incredible support. Spironi isn't just a sponsor, they're pioneers in the field of tool management and precision technology. They're not just creating tools, they're crafting the future of precision manufacturing, ensuring that businesses and individuals have the best in class technology at their fingertips. Remember, you too can dive deeper into the inspiring world of manufacturing culture at manufacturingculturepodcast.com. This is your one stop destination for groundbreaking stories, insights, and a community sharing a passion for this dynamic industry. We urge our amazing listeners to share this episode far and wide. Spread the word everywhere about the incredible transformations happening in the world of manufacturing. And if you're as thrilled as we are with the story you heard today, please rate and review the show. Every time you do, it sends us up the charts. Yeah, if you weren't watching again, Nush is giving 5-star ratings, 5-star ratings, 5-star ratings. Please, your feedback is the fuel that keeps our engines revving and rockets us up the charts. So until our next episode, keep pushing the boundaries. And remember, in the ever-evolving world of manufacturing, it's innovators like Nush who are sculpting the future. Stay motivated, stay inspired, have a great day, and keep making things.